Welcome to Coach's Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Let's go to Spotlight Baseball, and let's start off with a thumbs up for Riverside, 13-0 under veteran coach Dan Oliastro. Albert, he just might arguably be the best baseball coach in the state of Pennsylvania.
I know one thing. He has the best pitcher in the state right now. His fifth pitcher is better than some of the people's first pitcher. This team has been coming around forever. Mike Garvin teaches with me. He has two sons playing. He's talked about the pitchers coming through here. The Luke Relly kid just signed at Duke, and he's their fourth pitcher.
Another great
That's all I'll say. He throws harder than all the rest of them.
Yes.
But on a scale of who's going to pitch the big game, he's signed college scholars. Yeah, that's what he has there.
All right, elsewhere, Andrew Hart, North Allegheny. He had a 4-hitter with 9 strikeouts, 6-2 win over Seneca Valley. J.D. Costanzo, the pitcher for North Allegheny, 7-0 shutout win over Seneca Valley with 12 Ks. Pitcher Dawson Wallace of Montauk, 2-hitter, 11 strikeouts, 2-0 win over North Clarion. Brock Matthews of Montauk, a 4-hitter, 10 Ks, 8-1 win over Cranberry. Pretty good 1-2 punch there for the Warriors. Connor McTighe of Butler, 3 hits twice last week in games. Max Schnorr of Butler, 4 hits. James Desmond of Butler, 3 hits. Luke Goodworth of Mars, 3 hits. Madden Clement of Butler, 3 RBI. Lance Slater of Butler, 3 hits. And Keegan Book of Montauk, home run, triple, and 4 RBI. In softball, pitcher Lexi Hames, Seneca Valley, 19 strikeouts and a 1-0 win over Norwin. Emerson Stevens, AC Valley Union, 4 hits and 3 RBIs in one game and another 3-hit game. Lexi Bauer, AC Valley Union, 3 RBI. Addison Burrows of Carn City, 3 hits. Breanne Smith of Knock, a home run, 3 RBI. Annalyn Isaacs of Mars, 2 home runs, a triple, and 5 RBI. Lizzie Danig of Knock, 3 hits. Taylor Schmidt of Mars, 3 RBI. Mackenzie Parks, AC Valley Union, 3 hits. And Brooke Basson of Knock, 3 hits. In volleyball, Grant Hooker, Seneca Valley, 15 kills and 18 kills. Nick Dunbar, Seneca Valley, 11 kills. Max Gianeski of Butler, 18 kills. And Alex Moncello of Butler, he had 40 assists. The number 1 team in 3A is Shaler. Undefeated, powerful. They just knocked off North Allegheny 3-0. That's how good they are. And in boys lacrosse, Will Hilton and Connor Sankowski of Pine Ridge, and they combined for 17 goals in a 19-15 win over Butler. For Butler, Landon Dubiak and Aiden Davis, they combined for 13 goals. And in boys track, Seneca Valley 80, Butler 70. Jonathan Price of Seneca Valley, a 3-event winner, the 110 hurdles, long jump, and a triple jump. And as a result of that, Butler, Seneca Valley, and NA all finished 6-1. They finished tied for first in the section. Levi Prementine of Slippery Rock High School, he won 4 events. This kid's just terrific. The 100-meter dash, a new school record, 10.94. He won the 300 hurdles, the high jump, and the long jump. Sam Morgani of Union AC Valley, 4-event winner, the 100 to 400, and a member of the winning 4x100 and 4x400 relay team. And in girls track, the NA girls, they're the section champs. How about the Knock Lady Knights? They're 9-0. They're section champs. Megan Bajetta of Butler, she won 3 events, a long jump, triple jump, and a 400 relay. Ava Brewster of Butler won a 1600 and a 3200. Cooper Coyle of Carn City, the 100, the long jump, and a triple jump. And Jenna Zendran of Montauk, she had a school record in the 100-meter dash, 12.64. And in boxing, Cubs boxer Lucas Adams, 5-1-2. He defended his ABF cruiserweight title at Moundsville, West Virginia with a unanimous win. Don't forget Cubs boxing coming up. We'll be there May 13th from the Butler Cubs Athletic Hall, just around the corner. We look forward to it.
Absolutely.
And an honors BC3 basketball player, Kevon Price, who averaged 21.5 points per game. He was named a Junior College Athletic Association All-American. Freeport grad, Allison DeHitas, Mercyhurst College softball player. She was named PSAC West Player of the Week when she belted 4 home runs and drove in 15. And Seneca Valley grad Ryan Greer at Westminster College Lacrosse, he set a new school scoring record with over 169 points. He's second all-time in goals with 100. He should break that this season. All right, let's go to our stories of the week. And of course, we're going to start with the NFL draft, the 2023 NFL draft. 3 days, 259 players drafted, plus dozens more undrafted free agents. It's over, and now all 32 teams feel better about themselves and where they're going and making reservations for the Super Bowl, such as the drama and excitement of the unscientific NFL draft. And let's look at the Steelers in their division. First of all, the Steelers, the first pick at number 14 with the trade with New England, which Belichick did to prevent the Jets, not because he loved the Steelers, but prevent the Jets from getting a prize offensive lineman. And the Steelers take a big one out of Georgia, Broderick Jones, 6'6", 310 pounds. And then Patriots followed what some consider the best defensive back, Christian Gonzalez, out of Oregon. So the Steelers, 2 offensive linemen, a tight end for offense, defense, a defensive lineman, a linebacker, and 2 defensive backs. They get Joey Porter Jr. in that second round. And then they get a nice defensive tackle, Keno Benton, out of Wisconsin. And they get a tight end. I love this pick. Darnell Washington out of Georgia, 6'7", 264. I give him an A for the draft. My only consideration is this, a concern. You signed 3 free agent offensive linemen, then you draft Broderick Jones. Why draft another offensive lineman after that when you could have? I thought they were going to take maybe a middle linebacker where they don't have any depth.
Well, you take the best player in my mind, and only reading. You don't know until 2026 if he's the best player.
Right.
But reading, he was the best player by far at that time per position. And the linebackers were not strong this year. We're not super strong, so.
Hey, that tight end isn't the best tight end on his own team.
Not
Brock
Bowers.
Well, I hear the reason they got him is because primarily just the block.
Yeah, I think he will be. He's a great, big guy.
6'7", 264. Yeah, the other kid was a starter, correct?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, the 7th round pick, the defensive back from Purdue, I watched him play. He's really good. I'm telling you, that's the one surprise. I don't understand how he lasted until the 7th round.
Hey, anytime you get an A in a draft, you've done something right. But like you said, you don't know until 2-3 years later.
No.
We've been down this road before. I remember when they drafted the big tackle at Jeremiah Stevens. What was he, 6'8",
Yes.
350, and he never really panned out. Cincinnati, I was surprised how well they did. Miles Murphy, the defensive end out of Clemson, and then DJ Turner, the quarterback out of Michigan. Then they get Jordan Battle, the safety out of Alabama, and wide receiver Chris Jones, and a real good running back in Chase Brown. And I can't remember the name of the wide receiver they got from Princeton. He's a big kid, about 6'3", 215, and he's a sprinter.
Albert.
Princeton, how about that?
Listen,
Princeton.
wait a minute. He's 6'4" or 5", and was 3rd in the heptathlon last year. He is a stud
He's an
from
athlete
Princeton.
deluxe.
Yeah.
He's big and fast.
Blazing speed.
See, he doesn't play spring ball because he runs track.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, and then Baltimore, I give Cincy an A. Baltimore, Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College, linebacker Trenton Simpson out of Clemson, and defensive end Robinson out of Ole Miss. I thought for sure they might go for another wide receiver. They didn't. That's why I give them a C+.
I have him as the number 1 draft in the Baltimore. And
Do you?
yeah,
Okay.
because he signed Jackson.
Right.
No, I included Jackson in the draft.
Okay.
And I have Flowers rated the number 1 receiver in the draft. So I thought they got 2 All-Pro guys on one day. And it's interesting that no one's writing about them getting Jackson. Yeah. And that was gigantic.
$260 million,
Yes.
185
He
guaranteed.
should be okay.
You can only win with quarterbacks. You can only win with quarterbacks in this league.
Now you know
There's no chance to without
You
quarterback.
don't have when you're not winning. Put it that way.
Yeah. Will Odell Beckham be healthy enough to contribute?
No.
That's a question.
Off and on, but not like he used to.
No,
But
not like
remember with the Rams though, he helped them with the Rams a lot when he was playing.
Yeah, when he's the second or third,
Yeah, that's
they
what I'm
get somebody
saying.
on Cooper Cup. You know,
Right,
yeah.
Who are they going to be on? The Ravens. I think this is the first time they've gotten this kid any help.
See, I thought they would draft another wide receiver.
Yeah,
Well, they're hoping Bateman comes back. He was the number 1 pick. They're hoping he comes back and plays. And I said Flowers is my favorite guy in the draft.
Hey, don't forget too, if you remember that game last year with the backup, 1 turnover. They have Cincinnati beat.
Oh no, they had him beat.
Yes,
They did have him beat.
Hey, and Cleveland, this surprised me how well they did.
They did really good.
Third round, Cedric Tillman out of Tennessee, the big wide receiver. Then they get massive offensive tackle, DeJuan Jones out of Ohio State, 6'8", 370. Then they get another defensive tackle stud, Isaiah McGuire out of Missouri, 6'4", 280. I give them a B.
Yeah,
for
I thought
their draft.
were they, because they didn't have a first round pick.
They didn't
They
have
did
a
pretty
first
good.
No,
round
the
pick.
only
Is right.
trouble with Cleveland, you just wait for something to go wrong.
Yeah, you're right.
History says something will go wrong.
Yeah, you wonder when that's going to end. Huh?
I know.
And I give out, here are my A-plus grades. I go to the Eagles, and they also pick up in a trade running back DeAndre Swift from Detroit.
Oh, that's a big deal, Ed.
And they get defensive lineman Carter, who dropped a little bit because of some baggage. But then they get offensive tackle Tyler Steen out of Alabama and linebacker Nolan Smith. I know he had some injury issues, but wow, the Eagles, to get an A+, they really had a
But
phenomenal
think about
draft.
what you said. This is how far we've come. Guy had some issues. He killed 2 people, and he slipped all the way to 8th.
Yeah.
Now think about this is where we are now. The fact that somehow he pleaded it down, which is what he did. He was every bit as he was there. He left the scene. If you left the scene, you would be not here today.
See, you left the scene as a felony
Absolutely.
when you're involved in it.
Absolutely.
You know what's the best part about us? I talked to George about coming up, not knowing. I figured you'd talk about the draft.
Yeah.
They interviewed. He's a nice young man.
Yeah. Best.
He's a real nice.
Well, I'm
You
going to
understand-
get to some of the silly
I
stuff
understand
said.
why
I
they
know.
keep telling me that. I know
Yeah.
he might be nice with grandma.
Yeah.
He's selling,
But
he's selling Boy Scout cookies.
Yeah.
But he
absolutely.
wasn't nice that
Yeah.
night when he said, "Oh,
No,
let me
Let's
get
drive
out of here."
120.
Yes.
Hey, and I thought the Seahawks killed it, guys. I give them
Yeah.
an A+.
Good
Cornerback Deion Witherspoon, arguably, is he the best one or Gonzalez? And then they get wide receiver Smith Najiba from Ohio State.
How
And
about
then,
their wideouts?
and then the running back I really like Zach Charbonneau out of UCLA.
Well, they have that stud at running from San Diego State also.
Yeah.
And that receiving core is as good as any 3.
And of course, Bryce Young goes to Carolina. San Francisco, I thought, just had a terrible draft. I give them a C-. I don't think they did.
I'm going
well
back to
at all.
Witherspoon. You know, he was a 0 recruit in high school.
No star.
Yeah.
No star. He was
Yeah.
a no star. Now I know there's a lot of 5 stars. I've never heard of a guy go in the 5th round of the pick draft
No.
who was a 0 star coming out of high school.
One offer or something like that.
Houston gets J.D. Stroud, the quarterback from Ohio State. Then they
Okay.
follow with Will Anderson, the linebacker out of Alabama. 11 quarterbacks in the first 150. And surprisingly, I know you said last week, no running backs. 2 of them went
That's
in
stupid.
the first round. Bijan Robinson to Atlanta and Jameer Gibbs. That surprised me out of Alabama. Went to Detroit, forcing the trade.
They
of
knew
Deion
Swifty was
Swift.
gone. That's what they. And I was. And the Eagles, their runners together make less money than Miles Sanders.
Now, here's my opinion. Of course, I saw him play a lot, more than I saw Jameer Gibbs. I thought Israel Abanikanda went to the Jets. Is a better running back than Gibbs.
So I mean, I know he's as good.
He's
Oh,
big,
my-
he's strong.
Yeah, my
Oh.
point is this.
He's
I said this to George Eddie. Well, I didn't say Robinson and these guys aren't good. They're going to play 55 to 60% of the snaps. Like I could not draft somebody. You understand? There's nobody in the pros except Barkley a little bit
Right.
that plays. They all play 2 or 3 running backs now. No one plays 1 running back. I definitely take any other position but running back.
Hey, the Steelers will play Houston this year, but not Carolina. And Joe Starkey of the Fan, and he welcomed his opinion. And I'm interested to see how this will play out. He says Kenny Pickett will be the better pro quarterback than Bryce Young. Well, we don't know for a couple of years.
I do
really.
know. I do know.
Well,
My prediction. I told you. I think Bryce Young's the best I've seen in the last 7 years. So
Okay.
that's what I'll tell Starkey. Hey, Starkey, ask Pitt if they would rather have Bryce Young or Kenny
Right.
Pickett.
I understand. What I want to do is wait and see.
I agree with that.
I wanna
Well,
wait and see.
I do agree
You
with
forgot
that.
a word. You said fan. You forgot a word. Boy, fan, boy.
But I'll say
Yeah.
that again. So
Yeah.
I asked Starkey if he'd rather have Kenny Pickett or Bryce Young playing quarterback in college. Bryce Young is just out of this world, and Pickett's really good. I love Pickett.
Yeah.
You understand? I love Pickett.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
I just want to see what's going to
And that's
happen
what you
a
gotta
couple
say.
years
You
down
gotta
the road.
say that.
I think it takes 3 years.
Absolutely.
I mean, Bryce Young may start, he may struggle,
Well,
as you said
listen,
before, like all the great ones
We've
have struggled.
discussed this before. Manning, Elway, they went to bad teams. What did Pickett not do? Go to a bad team. He went to a
That's a great
500
point, George.
team. And same with
Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Same
And
way.
let me say this. All the experts, going back, we bring this up here. Tom Brady went in the 6th
Zero.
round,
That's right.
and even the Steelers passed Brady up and took T. Martin. The only thing he ever teed up in Pittsburgh was a golf ball. I mean, that's just the way the draft is. And I'd say for all you players who went in the 5th to 7th rounds, don't fret it, because there are a lot of players in the Hall of Fame
Eddie,
who came out of those
Those
rounds.
stars make so much money.
Yeah.
There's a ton of opportunities for non-drafted and high draft because of the salary constraints.
Well,
Now,
hey, George, did you see that? George used to walk around with a zero on his
Yeah,
thing.
that's
And I always said,
what
what does that mean?
Yeah.
And then I'd laugh. He's, well, he didn't make any hoops yet.
Yeah.
Well, how many? I want to start my own mock draft.
Yeah.
We're going to do our own
They get
expert.
paid millions of dollars. Man, Kuiper makes millions.
Yeah.
How many get right, George?
One.
I got one on the whole
He
draft.
got one.
And he got paid millions to go on there and say,
Okay.
this guy's moving up the board.
I got
This
3
guy's
of them.
good. Yes.
I got 3.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel Jeremiah, here are the experts. Daniel Jeremiah, he got 6 correct out of
He was
31.
the most. He was the most, wasn't he?
Todd McShay got 4. That's 2 more than he had last year, I think.
Yeah.
Peter King got 2, and Mel Kiper Jr. got 1. So, and we're going to now, and our first annual winner of our NFL Draft Guru Expert Award, called the Doctor of Physics Professor of X-Lax Award, and it goes to Mel Kiper Jr. Hands over. Last year it was small hands. This year it was short arms. I have it on good word. Next year it's going to be bulging
I
armpits.
was getting tired of hearing that.
Yeah.
That Pickett's hands are too small. He
Yeah.
played pretty darn good for about
What's left? What's left in the body? They haven't. It's feet. It's
No,
armpits.
The new thing now, they're measuring them sideways, how long their arms are. Now, I'm sure that's important in basketball blocking shots or whatever.
They try to block. They said they're worried about blocking that guy coming around the corner. If you got great feet,
Yeah, you're already there.
then you're there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, here's some of the silly comments. I'll let you guys respond. He's the consummate team player. What? Where did you go? You were watching this player that you wanted to know.
No, wait, Pittsburgh. This is how bad these guys. I won't listen to them. I catch them on TV once in a while. The draft was just over. He said that lineman is the best lineman. No, I got to ask you, how many times A, did he see Georgia play?
And they didn't see
Right.
that.
B,
No.
how many times did he actually watch the line? Because if you're watching on TV, the minute they hand the ball off, you don't see the
We
line.
watched more than they have.
Yeah, when they say when they say he's a constant team player, that
He's
is
a cheerleader.
You're supposed to be a team player,
Right.
Like if you're an athlete, you're rooting for your team. You're caring about your teammates.
Absolutely.
If you're not, what you say?
No, you're not a team player.
And then I heard, I don't know what position a player played. They said he was a quarterback in junior high. 7 years ago.
So was
7
I.
years ago.
So was
Yeah.
I.
I was a punter in the midgets. I know
Yeah,
that.
but it's ridiculous what they talk
Oh,
about.
jeez.
And then I heard this. I'm listening to Aiden O'Connell out of Purdue. He's drafted, and the commentator said he's undersized for an NFL quarterback. So I checked. He's 6'3", 210.
I know it is. I've watched him play at Purdue. I watched him play.
I mean, look how many quarterbacks are 5'11", 6 foot
Undersized.
in the NFL.
The game's changed immensely. They don't drop straight back anymore. Maybe 15 years ago.
RPOs. That's why Bryce Young's so. Why I love him. He's not a drop back. He's an RPO. If you watch Mahomes, then that's where they're all going to. It's all RPO.
No one's
football.
going straight drop back.
Yes.
And here's what they said about Jordan Anderson. He has the kind of bend to run a full tree route. That's be good if he's in California running through the redwoods, right, George?
Can you
What
hear
does
that
that
line?
mean?
He got a lot of bend
Bend
to
for
run
a
the full route.
Tree route.
I can't take
No, they
it.
start that. My buddy used to call me. He's passed. God bless him. He would talk about setting the edge. Just tackle the guy before he gets outside, right? Isn't that what I mean?
Yes.
Come on.
And they think they think they're being cool saying these things.
Oh, the basketball guys
You
are the worst.
understand?
He's a combo guard, and he's a flat 4. And
Yeah.
I'm like, can he play or can he play?
Yes.
That's all that matters.
Hey, two teams. The Rams. I didn't know this. They had 14 picks. I give them a B. And I didn't. New England had 12 picks. I give them a B
Well, you
plus.
take a punter and a kicker, knock 2 off. It's
Yeah,
12.
and
This is the first time going
they
into
took,
a season.
They took what? 4 defensive backs.
Yeah.
And
Going into the season, your boy,
yeah.
the first time ever,
Yeah.
he's picked 4th in his league.
Yeah.
That
oh,
could
no,
be.
oh
Yeah.
no, Jets.
Yeah,
Finally,
in
and I'll tell
Miami.
you why.
He's picked 4th
Because
in
the
his league.
question mark's at quarterback.
He's picking 4th
Hey,
in his
the
league.
aura is gone.
Yeah, and not only that,
Brady's going
if-
3 years now. The Ora's
if,
going.
if you rate the quarterbacks,
Oh, he's the worst.
he's last.
And
Oh,
did you
by
hear?
far.
And
By
you know
far.
he shopped them. He called
Yeah.
Alabama for help on offense.
There
and
was
we're
some
going back to
talk
Belichick.
they wanted to take Will Levis, but
Absolutely.
they didn't want to make
No.
that
How about
trade.
how about all the players coming back out now? See, now because they start losing,
Yeah.
saying, "Don't go play for them.
Yeah.
Don't go." See, when they were winning,
And-
go play for them. That's what's the truth. When you're
But-
winning,
but
there's
if
no
they-
problems with
But
your
if
winning.
they happen to win 9
Yeah.
or 10 to make the playoffs, then the tune
I'll
change.
give 'em credit.
Everybody
I'll
loves
give
the
'em credit.
win-
That's
winner.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this about the draft. I can only imagine if the late great Groucho Marx, if they asked him about
I
the
love
draft,
Groucho Marx.
he probably would have said, "Well, it got a little cold. I closed the windows, put on a sweater." That would have been his opinion
I
on
love
the
it.
draft. Hey, let's go to Major League Baseball. The buzz is in the Berg. Beat 'em Bucks all the way. The Pirates 20-9, heading into a series with Tampa Bay, first in their division. The Pirates lead the majors in stolen bases. I think home runs. The team batting average is 258. The pitching ERA is 3.60. I think last year was around 5. Reynolds signs a new contract, 8 years, $107 million. Reynolds, Sawinski, and McCutcheon each have 5 home runs. And the Bull, David Bednar, 0.75 ERA, 8 saves. There's something about this team. Last year they committed more errors than any other team in baseball. They're pretty good defensively. That outfield is as good as any around. And I really like Sawinski. They sent him down last year. He was hitting around 190. He's hitting around 300 right now. Now, will this continue? I don't know, but it's exciting. People want to watch the Pirates now.
I know one thing. That you just give the stats. I know why they won 20 games.
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
one in pitching, number
Yeah.
one in stolen bases. I mean, if that keeps up,
258
if that
batting
keeps
average is
up, I'm
pretty
saying
good.
they'll win
Oh,
100
that's
100
high.
games. But it's what a start it's been.
Yeah, I think last year they might have batted by 229 or 230.
Oh, they had 2-3 guys riding the interstate. 190, 188.
Yeah. And 3.60 team ERA
Yeah.
is pretty good.
No, it's unbelievable.
And stolen bases, they're taking advantage of the changes made. Let's just see where it's going, but very, very, very interesting how well
One of the
they
things
are
George
playing.
says really well, he says, they played a lot of these schedule, but George says, hey,
They don't make
they
it.
don't make the schedule.
Yeah,
You
you
can't
just
blame
don't-
them for the schedule.
Just go play who you
No.
beat.
Well, don't
Then-
forget, in years past, they had 4 straight last place finishes,
Right.
so they were losing.
You know,
to all these
even
teams.
if you, like Ohio State, you want to blame them, they make their football
Right.
schedule. Pittsburgh does not make
Right.
their football either. Neither do the Steelers.
Listen, they haven't had this excitement. We're going 2015.
2015 it was.
Gone back, what, 8 years?
No, absolutely.
Before you had and it's 7
Absolutely.
straight losing seasons.
The Tampa series should be interesting because they're red hot.
Yeah, I mean, not now. If you run into people, they want to talk to you about the Pirates. When's the last time that's
Right.
happened? To
Absolutely.
go back to 2015. Hey, let's note here passing of a great player and athlete, Dick Groat at 92, 5-time National League All-Star, the 1960 batting champ with a 325 average. He was the MVP, 2 World Series championships with the Pirates in 60 and the St. Louis Cardinals in 64. He's a native of Pittsburgh out of Swissvale area, played there at high school, star in basketball, volleyball, and baseball, a Duke All-American in basketball and baseball. He led Duke baseball to their first ever College World Series. Basketball, the first Duke player to have his number retired, his number 10. His 23 per game point average is second all-time in Duke history. As a junior, he averaged 26 points a game and led the nation in scoring with a single-season scoring record of 831 points. In 3 years, he scored 1,886 points. His 48 points versus North Carolina, that was a Duke record for most points in a game that lasted 37 years. To this day, it's the most points ever scored against North Carolina by an opposing player. Groat was the first player named to both the College Basketball Hall of Fame and the College Baseball Hall of Fame. And he played 1 year in the NBA for the Fort Wayne Pistons. Started for the Pirates in 52, straight out of college a year. The Pirates were 42 and 112.
That's that record.
He's just a smart, tough player. And I can remember my father and brothers took me to Forbes Field as just a kid to see him slam that baseball down inside the first baseline or the hit and run with Bill Verdon. Guys, he's gone. Don Hoke's gone. Dick Stewart, Rocky Nelson out of the infield, Gene Baker. I don't know if Dick Schofield's still alive, but both catchers are gone, Burgess and Smith. 2/3 of the outfield, Verdon and Clemente. That group from 1960 dwindling, not too many of them left.
Yeah, two thoughts from that you hit on that I thought was important. Number one is that he went from straight to the pros.
And no
minor league. Now think about doing that.
And back then, minor leagues were just the natural progression.
He also went to the Army in the middle of that thing too.
Yeah,
Right in the middle of that.
Too, yeah.
That is so. And the other one, I think he's the only guy in the college basketball and baseball Hall of Fame.
I know he was the first.
I think he's. I don't know.
He might be the only one.
But think about that. There's nobody does that in 2 Hall of Fames in college.
Unless it was Gene Conley. No, Gene Conley.
Maybe. Oh yeah, he was very. He might be.
But I don't know if he played 2 pro sports, but he wasn't as good in. You know what I mean?
You know, his assistant coach was when he was at Duke.
Who was it?
Red Auerbach.
Red Auerbach.
Really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
Auerbach said
Wow.
he would have been one of the great NBA players. You know,
You just taught me something.
Yeah, he
there,
told
Ed.
somebody. They said something about baseball. You should have seen him with the other ball. Red Auerbach said that.
Wow.
And Branch Rickey talked him out of. Said you got to pick between basketball.
Can't do both.
And he was the number 1 pick of the Fort Wayne Pistons, later to become Detroit. But there's no doubt. They mentioned a story Bill Hillgrove did when they went in out somewhere for a game. Might have been in South Bend. And there was Digger Phelps and Bobby Knight. And Hillgrove said that was it. They got up, took Grote over to the table. He said, I never saw Grote again that night.
Dick Grote said something really interesting. He said, I had to work at baseball to be a good player.
Yeah.
Basketball came natural to
I
him.
told Al, Maz was talking. I didn't know this. He was All-State Ohio.
Mazrowski was
Nas led his team to the
He said,
Marlton, Ohio,
I
to the
played
state
ball with him one
championship.
time. He said, I can't tell you how good he was. Hey, met him once.
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah, I met him.
We were down Franklin Regional when his grandson played.
Yeah, I remember. And I met him at Pitt basketball.
I would say he's
game.
probably the greatest athlete. I'm talking about 2 sport.
Yeah.
In this area.
And look at our area, how blessed we are.
There's a lot of great one
Going
sporters.
From
Yes.
Hack Wilson at Elwood City,
yes.
and then Stan Musial,
Yeah.
Joe Namath,
My grandson's
Marino.
number 6. I said, you should wear that number good. Why? He said, there's a guy named Stan Musial you want to watch.
Hey, that is it for us. We run out of time. We'll see you next week.
Hello everyone, I'm Seth Prentice from Armstrong. We are excited to announce the return of Pizza with a Purpose on Thursday, June 1st at the UPMC Lemieux Sports Complex in Cranberry Township. Come fill up an empty pizza box with the best slices from locally owned pizza restaurants. All proceeds will benefit Inspired Hearts and Hands. After you're done eating pizza, join us on the ice rink as we will have a public skate night to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Zoom. If that wasn't enough, former Pittsburgh Penguin and current radio personality Phil Bork will be doing a meet and greet for everyone in attendance. Check out our website for more information. We will see you on June 1st.
Armstrong has been a part of Butler County since 1963. We helped you get online with Zoom Internet. Our Breaking Bread program began fighting hunger in our communities. Enhanced Wi-Fi delivered coverage, security, and control of your network. Zoom Extreme brought internet speeds up to 1 gig to the community. And in 2022, Armstrong was named CableFact's Independent Operator of the Year for the 2nd time. When you support Armstrong, you're supporting your local community.
From high school sports to community events and beyond, you can find all of your favorite local shows on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Hi, I'm Tricia from the Butler Buzz. You can watch my show or other local programming like Up for Adoption or Hunting Nostalgia, only on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Check us out right now on Channel 100 or search Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube for playlists and much more. Spirit, town pride, community. This is the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.